Hi, I'm here over at Ink Pub. We're a small press dealing mostly with anthologies, though we are open for submissions from people that we've met for a number of genres: fantasy, horror, LGBTQ plus, lit RPG. So, if you know me, give me a quick little pitch. All right, today we have Brian here with us. Brian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit and let us know who you are, what you do.
Uh, my name is Brian MacDonald. I am a urban fantasy writer. I also write a little bit of steampunk for kids. Um, you may see my hashtag Francis and Rory on Facebook as I'm typically trying to drop jokes here and there from the dumb mind of my characters and how they respond to it. I'm also an intensive special education teacher. Um, that's that was my calling. That's the thing I do. And it's also probably the reason why some of the stuff that comes out of my brain is interesting and different because I have to think interestingly and differently for that job. Um, but that's me.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. So, what are Francis and Rory up to? Do you have any novels planned in this whole piece, or where are you with all this? What are you doing with them?
That is an awesome question, Kevin. Thank you. So the dream's always been to get a novel with Francis and Rory, and to get the short stories out there to get see if people are interested and introduce them to the insanity that is them. I'm presently about 9 chapters into my first novel with Francis and Rory.
Good.
If there's any fans out there, anyone who appreciates them, a little teaser I have is this is actually going to go back to their when they first meet each other. So you get to sort of see them, see how they work against each other. Um, there is a first kiss. I'm just going to get it out there for any of the people who love the odd romance between the two of them. They are they're married and they're happily married and they're working their own odd way. So we have that. We have the explanation of why Queen Mab has been chasing um, Rory all this time, and exactly why does she has Francis around besides to punch things. Um, so 9 chapters in, and it is filled with shenanigans and dumb jokes for those who like those as well.
It sounds like fun. I'd love to see this when it comes out. Um, yeah, because I'm definitely we've gotten a lot of little bits and scenarios, but it would be nice to put the whole piece right in a solid spotlight and bring it up. Um, so, you mentioned urban fantasy. Is that your favorite genre to work in?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. I do, like I said, I do have some steampunk stuff that I've done for kids, but urban fantasy kind of works the best for me. Um, it allows me to just say, okay, guess what? Everything is going on right here, right now.
Right.
But what if there's more stuff going on right here, right now?
Right.
And how can we play with that? I, I'm an old school gamer from back in the day. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love superheroes, and it's like any way I can work any of that into right here, right now. That's exciting to me.
Yeah. Same. So I do a lot of that, myself. So, we've already talked about your your novel that you're working on, but are you also simultaneously writing more short stories?
Yes.
So what are you working on right now? Anything that you can give us a hint about?
Well, you may have one. We shan't speak of it. Um, there's another one I'm waiting to be published. And it there is an anthology for Blue Oyster Cult
Oh, nice.
that I was able to jam Francis and Rory into. There might be a demonic tattoo that
That's
is
cool.
so just it's just weird. So I have those. most of my effort right now is towards the novel.
Mhm.
If there's calls that pop up and I go, oh, I have something or I have an idea, you know, I'll put it to the side and work on something else. But primarily, I'm trying to get this novel and get it out of my head. It's been in there for a long time.
I understand that completely. Um, so now that you've had a taste of the novel, do you think you prefer novel writing over short stories, or do you have a preference between short or long form?
It's a really good question because I thought I was going to prefer novels. And then I started writing the short stories. My writer group was like, "No, we're not taking your long form. You need to do short stories." Okay, fine, I'll do short stories. And the thing of it is I think short stories have helped me be a better novelist writer, if that makes sense.
It does.
Because you have to get in, you have to hit it hard. You have a word count. You have to grab people, get them to believe and feel it,
Yeah,
and then get out.
yeah.
Um, and so now I kind of use that and go, okay, well, I can use that thought process, but as chapters, so each chapter can kind of have that feeling, but it can have a larger arc.
Yep. Yep.
So they kind of feed each other.
Yep.
So yeah.
Now I find that with novels, you have to, there's a reader equity that if they
Hmm.
know you, they'll give you, if you read Stephen King and then you're a fan of, that or someone else, you will they've got reader equity with you and they'll give you a long way to sort of ride through. But when you're new to someone, you've got to sort of work on almost the short form pull of, this is going to be fun. Come on, just come with me and let's go on this ride. Because you haven't built any in a novel, you slowly build a equity of like, here's a mystery. And, I'm not just going to leave it until the end of the book. I'm going to give you a piece of it over here. Okay, I trust you now that you're not going to fill me up with things that never get resolved. So they start to trust you, you building that equity. So yes, I think a short story helps you, especially as when you don't have, a waiting fandom to jump into your books. Otherwise, if you do, you can be really languid in your openings, and people are like, they'll sit through it. For us that are trying to get new people into writing, it takes something a little more punchy to, let me gain you. So I think you're right on about they're very, it's a great benefit to writing not long form.
I
Um,
was gonna
yeah,
okay, you go.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, one thing I find it helps is, you know, I want to just go in and jump in and go. You know, I I don't want to spend a lot of my time telling you what the sky looks like. Um, it's pretty. The sky. Let's go. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a witty joke. Let's have some action. Let's go, go, go. Let me, once you're reading, I want to drag you in the undertow and just keep on going. But
Yeah,
like you mentioned, also keep on, you have to pay it off. You have to make sure that, look, if you're here and you're spending time with me, I'm going to make it fun and I'm going to give you something. And if I have private investigators, you have to get something out of it.
yeah,
I'm also going to try to pull a fast one on you at some point. I'm going to try to get something at the end where you go, ooh, you know, that's my favorite thing. If I can pull out something at the end and you didn't see it coming, and you go, oh well, I want more of this, touchdown. That's a win for me.
yeah, yeah. And it's a promise that you're doing in the beginning. I'm going to make this interesting. So you mentioned that you've got your, job that
Mhm.
you work at that you enjoy and obviously it's passionate about. So when do you find time to write? What is your writing process? Once a week, every morning for 15 minutes, and on your lunch hour? How do you manage it? How do you juggle life and writing at this stage?
Um, I am a weekend writer.
Okay.
Um, I am I don't know what happened, but at some point I became a morning person. Everything in my brain tells me you're not a morning person, you're a night person, but I can't stay up late at night now. Um, but if I get up early enough in the morning and my sons are asleep and my wife is asleep and I get on the couch and I got my laptop and I got a blanket, and I got a cup of coffee, I can just, plug in and go. Um, Pop on my headphones, have my soundtrack for whatever I'm writing, um, And then when the family just sort of starts mumbling about, I'm already going, and they know that, leave Dal alone. He's going to do a thing. Every so often, he's going to come and ask someone a dumb question, like, how do you spell this? Or what do you think about this? Or if my wife sits next to me, I'm going to throw an idea at her and ask her what she thinks. Um, but that's kind of how it works. And then when I finish a short story, um, I always read it to my family. Um, I have my wife has known me since we were 15, so she knows me very, very well. She's really good at just saying, "Okay, you missed this, try this." My oldest, Torin, is 21, and he thinks like I do, which is a little terrifying. Like he gets the dumb jokes.
Right.
He's brilliant like his mother, but he gets my jokes, which is amazing. And then my younger one will be the one who just tells me, "Dad, this sucks. Don't do that." He's just brutally honest. But if I can make Ronan, my younger one, laugh, then I know I got everybody.
Right.
Everyone's gonna laugh,
Good.
and you know, that's the win for me. That's in my back pocket. Um,
Nice.
so that's what I do, and I've been doing with the novel is every time I finish a chapter, I sit down and I'm like, all right, this is where we're at. What do you think? And then if I got to go back and work on it, I go back and work on it.
Okay. Good. Well, that's a great process. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people have a hard time trying to figure out how they're going to put it in their lives, and that's a good way.
Thank you.
Um, so, reading. Do you like to read?
Yes.
Do you get the opportunity? I should ask. Half the time it's just getting the opportunity. And if so, what are you reading?
Okay. So I love comic books.
Okay.
Um, so I have, you know, I've been reading them since I was 12. But now I buy the trade paperbacks now because it's easier to put on my shelf. In terms of novels that I'm reading right now, I'm reading Starter Villain by John Scalzi.
Okay.
Um, funny.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just walked up to me and was like, "You need to read this. This is your sense of humor." I was like, "Yeah." If um, it is kind of James Bond, but from the villain's perspective, and a kid basically inherits his uncle's supervillain job.
Right.
Zero idea about it, and it is off the cuff. It is hilarious. So I have that. I've finished reading Legends and Lattes,
Yes.
which is delightful for my friends who like fantasy and who love Dungeons and Dragons and all the heavy fantasy. If you want to just have something that's light and fun and kind of uplifting, it is delightful. I it's just I don't know, life affirming.
Yeah.
Um, and then a friend of mine is a fantastic writer, uh, John Edwin Buja. So I'm reading his novel. Um, it's in my writers group. He's a mentor and he's brilliant. If you haven't read him, if you like horror, um, he does horror, but his horror will make you laugh. It'll also make you feel squishy inside, and it'll also maybe turn you on. And then he will just keep spinning on this roller coaster, and you don't even know where you're supposed to be, except for the fact you're just holding on for dear life. Um, Absolutely brilliant, and a really good guy. So that's the stuff I'm reading now. Yeah,
Okay. So outside of work and Francis and Rory, what else occupies your time?
my family.
Yeah, I guess it's a pretty good answer because you got the whole crew there. Yep.
Yep. Um, that's, I mean, if I'm not writing, if I'm not working, there's very good possibility Mary and I and the boys are in the car somewhere going bombing. We like to travel. We're gypsies.
Nice. Nice.
We've been gypsies forever. Just, it's it's raining today otherwise, and I'm here with you. Otherwise, very likely we'd have been in the car driving up to New Hampshire or driving just where you want to go to get today. I don't know. I want to go to a mall. Okay, what state you want to go in? I don't know. We'll just go.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
doing that, looking for used bookstores all over the place, or all of us are weird collectors, so
Well,
finding some weird collection.
when you get down to North Florida, stop by me and April's Madison Used Books and peruse. We
Oh,
got
absolutely.
that was one of the things we did when we moved up to North Florida was like used bookstore, yay! All right, I am running out of time. I wanted to keep this about 15 minutes, but thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you coming out here and giving us a few minutes, and I really did get a chance to know you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. This is awesome. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate what Inked Pub is doing. I love being part of with you guys, and the way you work is phenomenal. So
Appreciate it.
we'll keep doing that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.